Yo, 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 party people in the house, make some noise. Oh, it's great to see you. I can see that many of you are already in the lobby. This is great. So things from a technological point of view have gone well. The only thing that's been slightly complicating this evening is that I've been driving down from up north. I've had, what amounts to be an 8-hour journey, and I'm literally on the final moments of getting the show ready, and I didn't want to, not start on time. And what I'm actually doing right now is a very professional, presentery job of talking while Ableton Live is supposed to be loading, but is saying not responding, so that I can play you some music. You might have just noticed that the lighty thing there, the MIDI controller, just lit up, which is pretty good news. What I'm going to do now is go to my preset, and I should be able to play some music, and we'll get this all-night Sunday night party rocking. Here we go. Absolutely marvellous. Few tunes coming at you. I'll just turn the volume up. How you doing? Welcome to Wave the Exploding Show, a cornucopia of everything south of the noughties, mainly focusing on the 80s and 90s, but right up to the year 2000, and anything that's relevant in the modern world. Let me say hello to chat, because loads of you are already in. Hello to Marns. Hi Marnie, great to see you. I finally managed to see my own daughter's comment and say hi, which I never normally do, so well done. Daz Alien, hi, good to see you, Jason. A few weeks ago, family anemia visited Edinburgh. Wow. We did a day trip to Loch Ness. Family anemia. I'm so confused. Then drove, then driver guide was super cool, entertaining and super knowledgeable like you. Okay, I'm sort of starting to understand this. And guess what? He really looked like you, man. Got a pic with him. I'll post it in the Discord. Cool. Oh, that's cool. I'm with you. That's Daz Alien Geek. Great to have you in chat. Welcome to Wave the Exploding Show. Jay Cully is there. How you doing? Jay Cully, what a superstar, man. I shall give you a well-deserved round of applause. There we go. Marvellous, marvellous, marvellous. And Philip Hoy. Yeah, the mic setup is better, Philip, isn't it? Because it means that I can now turn to camera and I'm not doing this, which is what I was doing so much. And actually, God knows what it was like for you lot, because, oh man, it was so annoying for me. It was really annoying when I was watching back. So that's a little bit better, because of course it all happens up here in chat. Hopefully you're watching this on Facebook, potentially on YouTube, but I'm not seeing any YouTube in there, so we maybe have to resolve that. Certainly Twitch, good old Twitch. It's the most robust of all the platforms, as is X. X works really, really well. I've actually been defaulting to watching back this show on X, because it's it's quite novel. Although I do love Twitch with all the interactivity. Marvellous, marvellous, marvellous stuff. So, yeah, loads coming your way in the next hour. If you're new, Wave the Exploding Show is a kind of pop culture menage, all right? Where we talk about cool news related to anything south of the noughties, but also there's a quiz, and that starts at about 9:30 and it lasts about half an hour. I've made a bit of an error, a real schoolboy error, which you'll see later with the quiz, which is so annoying. Normally, the quiz questions are in, they're transparent, so they're PNGs. They've got a transparent layer, and so they can hover over me. And in all of the fuss to get ready, I've exported them as JPEG, so they've kind of got a white background, which the kind of OCD part of me doesn't like. But it doesn't matter. It won't affect the quizzing, ladies and gentlemen. And so with that, I think we should probably get things started, shall we? Should we start the show? All right, let's do it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Wave the Exploding Show with me, your host, Jason Bradbury, and you, starring you in chat. It's great to see you all. I'm not sure when it ends. There we are. I am now, though, unlike last week, aware that the music continues, and so in true local radio DJ style, I should carry on talking, unlike last week, when I kind of brought in another track, and it wasn't cool at all. Yeah, so what do we think? What do we think to the new holding screen? I realise, for some reason, the holding starting soon thing isn't long enough. It's meant to be 5 minutes long, and for some reason it finished early, and I haven't got the grey matter right now with the insane rush down the M42, M6, M5, A30 to actually work out why. So I'll get back to that. It might be that I finished it early last time and then it kind of carried on from where I finished it, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Bodyguard, how you doing, bro? Good to see you. DOS Gamer Man, don't worry. We started early, not by design, guys. So you haven't missed anything cool. Yeah, I've been up in Lincolnshire. And as many of you might know, I should maybe use this as an opportunity to do this, actually. This show is sponsored by a forthcoming independent British comedy movie called FUAI. It's about a gang of geeks, as if I need to tell you lot, because most of you lot are all part of this mad venture. A gang of misfit gamers, all right, getting ready for their beloved annual retro gaming festival in probably Skegness, but it depends if we can get some kind of really cool deal on a location. I'm happy to accept any seaside town if you want to help us fund this thing. And at the same time, there is a global rollout in the Western world anyway of a new AI, and basically everything goes wrong. Almost immediately as the AI is rolled out, which coincides with the beginning of their Retro Gaming Festival, the whole world goes to SHIT, and there's a blackout, there's riots, there's planes falling out of the sky, the stock market's going crazy. As Mark said, my co-writer on the project, shit gets real. And the only hope for humanity is our geeky band of gamers and their 80s and 90s gaming computers. Can they use them to hack the AI and bring normality back? That is FUAI. It's coming to Kickstarter very, very soon. We've done some test shoots over the weeks, which you might be able to see here if I can get rid of the right image. Is that right? On a roll? Is that right? There we go. And yesterday, interestingly, well, actually, folks, I told you last week that I'd done the final interview in my quest to film all the kind of key people in the project for stage one. Okay, so director of photography, lead actor, me and Mark, the screenwriters, and also the director, okay, who is from Los Angeles but was in the UK. Anyway, guys, I deleted the interview, right? Which is kind of like, you know, film school 101, isn't it? It's the first thing you're taught. And there's all sorts of methods. If you're a content creator, you might be aware of this. But as a professional broadcaster, in my latter years, you know, there were all sorts of protocols which I just didn't observe. And I just ended up deleting the interview with Elizabeth Blake Thomas, our esteemed director. Anyway, long story short, I got on the phone. I said, Elizabeth, look, I know you're heading back to LA. Are you there or are you still in the UK? And she went, I'm going back to day after tomorrow. I was like, so I had to drive up to Lincolnshire, right, where we were going to see Grandad and hang out with the fam, right, all the kids, school holidays, blah, 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 blah. And drop them all off and then headed straight to London with all this kit, which is another reason why I've been so rushed tonight, trying to put all the lights back in and the gels and the tripod and God knows what else. And I took it down and I rented, get me, right? Let's get some music going. I rented a room at none other than Twickenham Film Studios, which is where I used to live. I used to live in St Margaret's, which is between Richmond, which is posh, and Twickenham, which is not quite so posh. And it sits in the middle. And the most notable building in that area, right near my house, is Twickenham Film Studios. To the extent that, because I was a bit lazy during the height of the Gadget Show, I didn't want to have to go into Soho to do the Gadget Show competition. Remember the Gadget Show competition? To do the, 32-inch TV for the dining room, a 17-inch TV for the kitchen, a 48-inch TV for the front room. I didn't want to do that in a posh studio in Soho. So because I couldn't be bothered to go all the way into London. And so I did a deal with the Gadget Show, or rather the studio over the back of my fence did it, Twickenham Film Studios. And I used to do it there in their Foley suite. Do we know what Foley is? Hi Sarah, hi Wezza, Grassamaniac, great to see all of you lot. Foley is where in film, it's the room in a film studio where they create the sound effects. It's dead cool. So when you go in, it's got like a patch of cobbled street and then a patch of floorboards and then a patch of concrete with some scrunchy leaves on it and some boots and some trainers, and that's where they do all the sound effects. I'm not joking. And we did the Gadget Show, I did the Gadget Show voiceover there for years. Anyway, rang them up. Little bit of charm. Hi, I'm used to do the Gadget Show. Elizabeth Blake Thomas, proper film director. No budget. Kickstarter. Independent film. And they gave me a great deal. And I was able to rent a room for just 1 hour. 1 hour, because I had no insurance. They weren't happy about that. They said, just let us know your insurance details. I was like, I haven't got any insurance, because it's a professional studio, right? So I had to have someone with me from the studio, which was an expense to them, obviously. Anyway, they were really good. Big shout out, by the way, to the team, Strickland Film Studios. And that's the result. I recovered from the disaster that was losing the footage of the interview with Elizabeth Blake Thomas. I'm aware that you've all been chatting. Ray Daly Wright was in the house. Happy weekend, says J.M. Cooper. Great to see you. I was teaching Foley, ADR, and sound design last week. J.M. Cooper, were you really? That is absolutely amazing. It's so cool. And we know who to come to. Should FUAI be funded in the summer when we finally get a Kickstarter, and all of you hopefully support, along with lots of other people, we know where to go, don't we, for our Foley. Mike Foley was indeed the wrestler, Daz, but I don't think it's related. I would hope you were. Lol, says Jay Cully and Jem Cooper. Marvelous stuff. Okay, so should we get this? Should we get the show rocking? Let's get some news in. All right. Which means I get to play my brand new news sting. Is this the one that's backwards, or is it right? News. Hey, Slick. How slick was that? Marvellous stuff. Right, loads of stuff going on in the news. And this is the point of the show where it's a little bit chaotic still, because I'm not 100% sure what news I have got ready for you in terms of images. I'm going to give this a go. And I'm aware that this sort of flashed up a little bit when I was not being very slick at the beginning with my holding image. So there we go. Can you see that, folks? In case you're wondering why I'm orientating everything to the center of screen now, I think I mentioned this last week. It's because I intend to resolve the issue that we've got with Instagram, because the Instagram crowd were a big and vocal part of the show for the first 2 episodes. This being episode 4, it's the feed to Instagram doesn't work at the moment. We're going to get it resolved, and indeed we're going to add TikTok to the mix, and both those formats live stream in vertical format. Okay, so you'll see me here. This is why I've orientated things in this manner. That's why the quiz questions are in the center, etc. Okay. And interestingly, this first news story of the week relates to TikTok. It turns out that one of the few apps that have brought their own native app to Vision OS, which you'll probably know is the operating system that you get when you put on the Vision Pro from Apple, the new super duper $3,500 VR helmet. TikTok have brought it to the Vision Pro, which is really, really interesting. I'm not sure how much of it you can see in that image. I can probably afford it to go a little bit bigger. There we go. And that is an actual clip. You can see someone's sofa, in the background, and some shelving in the back there, and there's a coffee table in the front, and that is a mixed reality view of TikTok, which I really like. I love it. I tell you what's very exciting though. Around, we'll make it a bit smaller so I can actually talk to you. Around the hubbub, all around the release of the Vision Pro, is how the other manufacturers are reacting to it. And this is what's great about the Vision Pro, which I include in the show, despite our sort of retro with a twist focus, because VR really is something of the 80s, isn't it? VR is a concept of the 80s and the 90s. It's part of our popular culture. It's part of how we envisage the future. It's part of the hardware that we began to utilize in arcades or going to the Trocadero. What was that VR helmet called, guys, in chat? What was it called? The one that was in the Trocadero and in certain Japanese arcades. It's really big, and you had a pterodactyl simulator on it and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. And of course, Virtual Boy from Nintendo. That was a 90s effort, wasn't it? So I feel it's on point, this, and I'm slightly obsessed with VR. In case you didn't know, I know you know that, by the way. Yeah, so the Vision Pro is interesting because certain key apps haven't come natively to it, and one of the headliners that hasn't come native to it is YouTube. They haven't worked out an agreement, which is quite interesting. Yeah, Virtuality, Ray Daily Writer. Virtuality, absolutely superb. It was really, really good. The Pterodactyl game was great. And, 1 second, Mando. Choosing some nice tunage. There we go. We've got a playlist especially for Way of the Exploding Show. Distinctly different from the show that I used to do before this one with the amazing Trista Bytes. Big shout out to Trista and all of her followers. Yeah, so I think it's really good that TikTok have got in there. And one of the things that it's doing is it's putting some fire under the behinds of lots of other producers of VR content and hardware. You might have seen the Zuckerberg reaction to the Vision Pro. Did anyone see it? Zuck reacted in a major way. It was really interesting. None of the grace that you would normally associate with the CEO of a rival technology commenting on a competitor's new release. It was very interesting, and I don't mind that. I liked it. I thought go for it, Zuck. Get out there, because Zuck got a lot of flack when he changed Facebook to Meta, and when he kind of predicted the metaverse in the way that he did, which was he was trying to own it, wasn't he, for his shareholders, and we kind of caught on to that, and he got a lot of jip for that. But I quite like the fact that he's come out and he said, do you know what? I was expecting the Vision Pro to be a really premium upgrade on the Quest 3 experience. He doesn't use those words, but that's what he means. And then he stops and he says, but that's not what I think now. I actually think that despite the fact that the Quest 3 is 7 times cheaper, I think it's better. And he explains why he thinks it's better. And I'm really, really interested. Now, for a reason that I'm not allowed to share with you, but hopefully we'll be in a position to at some point, I may well, I know I am going to be playing with the Vision Pro on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, a day after tomorrow. So I can tell you that. I can't tell you why I'm playing with it, though, because it's top secret. So fingers crossed. All right, I'll let you know. But I think if what I'm doing turns into something, it could be quite big news. Anyway, marvelous stuff. Apple think they can get away with charging a fortune just because they're Apple, says Ponder. Yes, but then it is a premium bit of kit. We're talking about glass and lots of metal, and those pancake lenses are 4K per eye. Yeah, hand tracking, foveated rendering. Occlusion included, LiDAR like the top iPhone Pros and iPads, so that you can sense distance, so you can place objects on existing objects in your room, blah blah blah. It is a pretty premium offering. Aled Roberts, good evening, sir. Aled, I've only heard of Aled Jones, so now I know an Aled Roberts. Are you a singer as well, Mr. Roberts? Let us know if you are. But welcome to chat, Stuart Cooper. I only mention the bongos because it's nice to have something analog in visual reference, either them or a nice pot plant. So I think Stuart possibly earlier on was saying that I need something in shot. I've only picked up that one comment, dude. I'm not sure, because that comes from YouTube, if maybe the feed from YouTube is being aggregated by my software. Interesting. And oh no, says Aled. I'm guessing that you're not a singer. Philip Hoy says, very exciting. When are Google bringing us the next Google Glass? Yeah, that's what the Vision Pro is, isn't it? I mean, it's Google Glass, isn't it? With a much wider field of view. So what are we saying? Yeah. Anyway, so and I'm really interested to know, if having tried the Apple Vision Pro on Tuesday, whether I agree with Zuck. And whether the Meta Quest that I've currently got, I don't own the Meta Quest 3, I've got the Quest 2, but I've been lent it by Gamertag VR. God bless you, sir, who comes into chat often. Duncan, have you seen the news about Disney inventing a revolutionary moving floor? I have, for VR. It looked incredibly like the one you created on the Gadget Show years ago. Indeed it did, sir. Indeed it did. I thought exactly the same thing. The phrase you're looking for is omnidirectional treadmill. Omnidirectional treadmill. That's what we got. You know what? I think it was worth 400 grand. That's how much it cost us to get it over from I think it was from a European university, and we got it into the Gadget. Well, actually, we got it into a kind of big tent because it was so big. and then we set up paintball guns, and then we had VR on, and then the idea was that we played, I think it was something like Rainbow Six or something, and it shot, or was it Rogue Spear, I think it was, and then we got some sensor that sensed when we were being shot at by the enemy, and the actual paintball guns shot us. It was brilliant. And do you know what? I don't know if you remember, Duncan, but that particular item on the Gadget Show, I'm pretty sure we got Andy McNabb, the SAS guy, to come and try it and to give us his professional verdict. We've met many years ago, says Aled. The snowman ruined my school year. Jones' dad, so that's Aled Jones's dad, says Aled. Derek worked with my dad. Claim to fame. Blooming brilliant. Biffa plays indie games. I think I've seen your channel, mate. Barely unpacked my VR headset now. Quest 1. That's because it's a Quest 1, Biffa. If you got a Quest 3, oh my lord, you put the thing on, everything just is mapped by the depth sensor. You've got these like sparkling translucent blue diamonds on all different surfaces. I walked all around my house, the whole house, mapped it all, rather than having to do it with the old lasso type thing on the Quest 2. Mate, the mixed reality, the pass-through is not bad. It's good. It's good. It's not sick-inducing. It's full colour, unlike the monochrome pass-through. I'm talking about the mixed augmented reality on the Quest 3, of the Quest 2. And it's great. And I played ping pong, the reaction time's brilliant. You can put topspin on the ball. It's so good. It's so good. Cheeky Chrissy, how you doing? So I think YouTube's online. Hello to YouTube. Good to see you all. Not sure if there's a delay. Not sure why chat isn't coming through. Having a look on multi-stream. Get the chat on multi-stream. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure to what an extent the chat within this aggregated feed is very, very good. Anyway, you know what? I'll be honest with you, right? I'm sort of fluffing up this news story because one of the consequences of me not being that ready was that I wasn't able to get the images up for the next news story. Can I just quickly do that? I can. Just bear with me. Michael Jackson biopic. That's the story I'm going for here. There's a great picture, actually. I'd like to grab that. Accept. Here we go. Save that. Let's save that. All right. Oh, it's a Webby file. Does that work? Can we use Webbies? You know, WebPs. Philip Hoy. Can we use those in Streamlabs? Well, we're about to find out, mate. So we're going to bring it in as an image. I just want a nice little image in here so you've got something to reference. So yeah, in case it's not obvious, the old Michael Jackson is going to make a comeback in a biopic of his life. There we go. Got that working. So we can do those web files. They are compatible with Streamlabs Ultra. Yeah, and I'm really excited about it. It stars all kinds of cool people. I'm doing this from memory because I don't want to be rude and be looking at all that stuff, and I should be chatting to you lot. Who's the guy who plays the producer in The Offer, which, by the way, is one of the greatest television series I've ever seen, and I only saw it a month ago. And it's all about, it's a sort of 10-part series, and it's all about the making of The Godfather. It's incredible. I had to buy it. I think you can get it on Paramount Plus or something. But it's all about Paramount, the early days, and the incredible story about the mafia involvement and the lack of faith that the studio had in it, and the casting of people that they didn't want in it, and how they got all the amazing actors like Al Pacino to sign up to this unknown project. The guy who plays the producer, do we know his name? Can we have his name in there? Can someone Google that for me? Because it'll be easier for you to do it, then I can just do the talking. In chat, let me know the name of the producer. I'm talking about an actor's name who plays the producer. So not the producer's name, the producer of The Godfather, but the actor's name who plays the part in The Offer. This is rather meta, this whole conversation. He is in the new Michael Jackson movie, which, it looks so good. And Michael Jackson himself is going to be played by Jafar Jackson. And that's the image you're looking at there. That is Jafar Jackson in makeup. Some of the footage released. It's being made by the Jackson family, but you can see the likeness is incredible. He's a really good young artist, this guy. He's done a song, I can't remember the name of the song. It's in the charts in the US. It's ever so good. And he sounds a bit like Michael Jackson in his own tune. But when he sings Jackson, oh my God, it's so good. And they reckon it's going to be no holds barred. They're not going to hold back. Now, I'm interested in that. I don't know if you've seen, oh man. Oh man, my brain is gone. I really need this. I need the research notes for this, which I just didn't have time to pull forward. I'm trying to find the name of the director. What's the name of the director of this movie? Training Day's Antoine Fuqua. That's it, Antoine Fuqua. He's a really good director. He directed Training Day, a black director with a deep love of the Jacksons, the Jackson movie, that period in time. He's got lots of other big blockbuster movies under his belt. The writers are really good. The lead, Jafar, looks fantastic. I am super excited about it. Why am I talking about it on this show? Because of course it's he is possibly the most successful artist of the period that this show is associated with. Okay, anything south of the year 2000. By the way, folks, you are looking at Way of the Exploding Show with me, Jason Bradbury. And you'd be able to see the logo if we didn't have a picture of Michael Jackson there. So I think we'll probably do that again. One more time. We bring this show to you every Sunday, 9 p.m. And it's all about pop culture, okay? Movies, games, TV, and music from the 80s, 90s, right up to the noughties. I'm really excited about that movie. And there's one other news story that I want to bring you away. Where are we? And that is... oh, yeah, of course. Just bear with me 1 second. Oh, Deadpool trailer. Okay. And that is from the Super Bowl. You probably heard about it. It's so, so good. I'm so excited about this. We'll go for this one. Let's have a look. Where are we? The new movie is to be called Deadpool and Wolverine. And... wow, I am super multitasking at the moment. It was previewed during the Super Bowl. Did anyone watch the Super Bowl? Phil Hoy, I bet you're a Super Bowler, what with spending quite a lot of time stateside in Florida. Let's have a look. Just quickly do this. Grab the image. There we go. Boom. Boom, baby. There we go. Yeah, just a slick image from the trailer that went out in the Super Bowl and blew my mind, blew everyone's mind. First of all, because it was confirmation that Wolverine is to star alongside Deadpool, but also just really, really funny, just beautiful, some fantastic postmodern kind of sides to camera, absolutely beautiful. Some really kind of risque stuff as well, which you can tell would have been really, really difficult to get past Disney, because of course it's made by Disney. And I know that there's been a lot of pulling and pushing and pulling between the team, the writers behind this, and Disney's kind of family-orientated focus. Ryan Reynolds has had all kinds of arguments with them, and I think the concern was, like a lot of Marvel stuff of late, it's not been good, and partially that's got to be down, to the culture at Disney, and so I was really interested to see where this went. I mean, really, if Deadpool doesn't work, Marvel's over, isn't it? I mean, commercially, Marvel's over, because these films need to make certainly hundreds of millions. If not, they need to be up towards the billion mark to make back kind of 200 million, which is what they invest in these movies now. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? But Ryan Reynolds has pulled it off. It is a great trailer. Did you see it? Do you like it? Would you watch the film? Are you ready for the film? It's coming out in 2025, and it just looks absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's go to chat. Okay, Aled Roberts watched all the Super Bowl ads and last 10 minutes. Nothing happens for the first 14 hours of the game. Yeah. Gareth Ross, UK, from YouTube. How you doing, bro? X-Men 97 trailer arrived last week too, straight to Disney Plus. X-Men 97, now that's the cartoon, isn't it? That's the old school looking cartoon. Straight to Disney Plus, carries on where the original animation ended. So I should have finished the sentence. That looked good, didn't it? Didn't it look great? And they didn't try anything special, did they? They didn't try anything kind of meta or ironic or postmodern in the dialogue. It was just good, plain old X-Men like we remember from the good old days. Yeah, I love that. I was going to do a piece in the news about that, Gareth. So that's good. That proves that my instinct for what you lot want is on point. That's important. Cheeky Chris, Deadpool has always been an R-rated IP. Yeah, but didn't they do a Deadpool, one of the Deadpool movies, didn't they re-edit it for kids? And wasn't he doing that same kind of self-referential look to camera for the older audience when certain swear words were missed out? I seem to remember watching that with one of my kids years ago. Let me know in chat if that's right. X-Men 97 will just take me back, says Cheeky Chris. Sound is very quiet. Rob, is it? Is that Rob H as in Rob Hardman? Rob, because it sound to me is rocking. Can everyone on X and Twitch confirm if the sound is right? I've got it blasting in my ear. I've purposely got the music down, and as I look at my settings, I'm pretty much maxed out, so that's quite interesting. The re-edited Deadpool, says Putty Cat, was still rated 15 in the UK. They did a Princess Bride version of Deadpool too. Did they really, Bruce? I'd like to know more about that. Bruce, will you mention that, please, in Discord, so I can have a look for that for next week? I'd like to go back there and have a quick look at that. Sounds lovely on Twitch. Levels are okay here on Twitch. Sound is good. All right, thanks, guys. Rob, maybe just turn your sound up, bro. I don't want to in any way patronize you, but you know, there are certain LEDs, levels, numbers that I can see, and then the feedback from chat would seem to suffice. Yeah, very, very excited about Deadpool. Yeah, that's it. I've actually got loads more news stories for you, but I'm probably going to leave it there. We've done TikTok, we've done Deadpool, and we of course have done Michael Jackson, the biopic. I'm happy with that. Marvelous, good stuff. And that brings us to 9:29. How professional! What a pro streamer I am, bringing us round to the 9:30 mark. I would just say one more time to those of you that are new, welcome to Way of the Exploding Show. It's marvellous, where we cover a plethora of pop culture products. I just said products because it's got a P and I like alliteration. Yeah, anything 80s, 90s and south of the noughties is likely to get covered. Let's get on with the quiz, though, because that's why you came here. Way of the Exploding Quiz, as we like to call it. Oh, man, I'm still feeling that. As I said last week, I'm just going to play it again because I love that music. I created that music really quickly in Ableton with one of my soft synths. It's got that kind of Wham vibe, don't you think? It's got a George Michael lyric required there. Right, in with the music, and let's get the quiz started. Now, what I'm going to say to you is a little bit of an issue. I did point out this at the beginning, right? In the rush from Lincoln down to Cornwall, okay, which, by the way, was a magical drive. I've got to say that. It was beautiful. 7.5 hours, 8 hours-ish with a stop. 3 kids in the back. It was beautiful, though. It was beautiful. I was listening to some podcasts and that, and the sun was beautiful. Have you noticed the Saharan dust and what it's doing to sunrises and sunsets in the UK? Have you noticed that? That's what that insane orange-red glow that we're getting now. That's where it comes from. It's the Saharan dust. And as we got to the southwest peninsula, so I'm saying sort of south of Bristol, we had this red glow. It was just absolutely beautiful. Over Bodmin, chased by the beast. And then down into... over... what's the one above Bodmin? Exmoor. Over Exmoor. Then over Bodmin, and then down towards the bottom end of Cornwall. And it's beautiful. Oh, the sunset was absolutely lovely. So I'm not complaining. But anyway, getting back, trying to eat, getting ready for school. And not me. And didn't have a chance to do right for you by the questions. What I've done is I've accidentally exported the questions as JPEGs. So they're white. They're meant to be translucent so you can see me. Look, you can't see me. Okay, so I can only apologise. Can you still read them, though? They're a bit small, aren't they? I can make them bigger, which is what I do when they're translucent. But because they're not, you know, it's going to cover the whole space. Can you read that? That is question number 1 in tonight's Way of the Exploding Quiz. In what year did the original comic book character Deadpool first appear? By the way, you put your questions in chat, all right? But don't give it a big song and dance because you might convert other people to your answer. If you put it in chat, It doesn't mean that it's right, so it doesn't matter that you put it in chat. You don't have to hide your brilliance. Whack it in chat. Bruce said you can read. In what year did the original comic book character Deadpool first appear? 2001, 1982, 1991, or 1999? Which of those fine vintage years gave birth to one of the most popular characters in pop culture right now? I think that's fair to say. I've never met anyone that doesn't like Deadpool, come to think of it. Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool are hand in glove, don't you think? What a beautiful match. But what year did the original comic book character first appear? 2001, 1982, 1991, or 1999? Lots of answers. Phil Hoy's gone there. Alid Roberts, whose dad once worked with Aled Jones' dad. Derek, was it? Can't remember. Giles, how you doing, man? Magic Night. I haven't said hello to you tonight. It's lovely. And Cheeky Chrissy. Only just discovered Deadpool. Have you really? So welcome to everyone from Twitch, everyone on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Welcome to all of you. Okay, so you've all had a chance. Enough time there. Enough time. We'll get rid of that. Marvellous, marvellous, marvellous. Plenty of time. We're playing Way of the Exploding Quiz, ladies and gentlemen. Having lots of fun. Oh, that was an opportunity for me to play this. There we go. This Wham style opener. Question number 1, done and dusted. What we'll do is we'll go through all the questions and then we'll put the answers in at the very, very end. Okay, question number 2. Good luck, everybody. In what comic did Deadpool first appear? The New Mutants, Captain America, Preacher, or Fantastic Four? I shouldn't have to remind you not to Googleize these questions. Don't chat GPT us, all right? We don't need that. It's coming from your grey matter, the wet computer up there. That's where this knowledge comes from. In what comic did Deadpool first appear? The New Mutants, Captain America, Preacher, or Fantastic Four? Not a clue, says Magic Knight. Okay. Interesting. You've gone for Fantastic Four, Ponder. Captain America, Magic Knight. New Mutants, Bruce 93. Interesting. Keep them coming. Flow. Let's get that flow going, folks. Let's get those questions coming on in. The reason I extend the questions a little bit is that well, I mean, I can't tell you whether or not there is a delay. Let me have a quick look. This might sound crazy because we'll come into some weird kind of infinite loop situation. Am I able to? I don't know if I can. I can't even look at my own feed. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, beautiful on YouTube. Woo! So exciting. Hey. Okay, good. So YouTube, have you done it? Are you there? Because it'll be ever so unfair, won't it, if by the time we've done that there's a delay and they've missed it. The delay on X is about 10 seconds. If anyone could tell me how long the delay might be on YouTube, that'd be really, really good. I'm really pleased that YouTube is working, though, because it didn't work last week. Anyway, question number 2. In what comic did Deadpool first appear? The New Mutants, Captain America, Preacher, or Fantastic Four? Yeah, you'll only be cheating yourself, says Bruce93, if you Google. Other search engines are available. Marvellous. Question number 2 in tonight's Way of the Exploding Quiz. I've got an image for you now and a question. Remember, don't say things like, oh, that's easy, the answer is, because that'll definitely help your competitors to try and beat you. Just give us the answer, plain and sweet, vanilla that answers, right? Which game is this the iconic front cover for? Jet Set Willy, Hungry Horace, Fred, and Glug Glug. They're the options. Which game is this the iconic front cover for? Jet Set Willy, Hungry Horace, Fred, or Glug Glug? Let's get some synthy action going on. Have we all had a good week? Has it been a good one, folks? I feel like I've been running all week, running for cover. So much going on. I told you last week that I'm involved in putting together a brand new website, and what I should say is that, well, I won't name him, but the chap who's making it happen for me is in chat tonight, which I'm very, very excited by. I'm so excited for this brand new website to roll out. I shall share it all with you, maybe this time next week. Okay, so that's question number 3. There's the image. Which game is this the iconic front cover for? Jet Set Willie, Hungry Horace, Fred, or Glug Glug? Magic Knight saying, I tried Alta Vista, but didn't get very far. Try Mozilla. Mozilla Firebird. Okay, so, Simon Bradbury, good grief. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, my own flesh and blood, my big brother is in the show. Oh, it's great to have you with us, Simon. How lovely. I'm so, so pleased. Absolutely marvellous. Is this the first show? I think this might be the first show of the my recent sort of streaming career that you've seen. Absolutely brilliant. Although you came to Gadget Show Live many, many times, didn't you, my friend? Okay, right. Question number 3 is done. We're going to take the image down on the question. We are playing Wave the Exploding Quiz, ladies and gentlemen. You are very, very welcome. This is Wave the Exploding Show, where pop culture meets retro every Sunday night, 9 p.m. We're going to move straight on in our Wave the Exploding Quiz section of the show, the final section of the show, up until 10 o'clock tonight, with question number 4. Which 80s duo covered 1973's If You Were There by the Isley Brothers? So in 1973, there was a really cool soul song called If You Were There, but it was covered by one of these acts in the 80s, Bros, Wham, Tears for Fears, or Mel and Kim. One of these duos covered the song, and it was great. It's a beautiful song. From the early 80s, I'm going to say 83, 85 maybe. Okay. Jamie Eastwood, good to see you, my friend. Jamie, let me know if you're on X, if you're getting all of this. Let me know on YouTube, Rob H, if there is a delay. Same with Facebook, although the Facebook stuff doesn't seem to come up on here, which is slightly confusing. I'm not sure how well this aggregated chat works. All right, okay. Change of music. That's question number 4, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to come back to the answers when we get to question number 10. Question 5 is up now. Again, apologies for the white background. It won't be there next week. That is a technical error born of lack of time and tiredness. 2023 hit Players, it was a hit song, saw Coi Leray rapping over what 1982 hip-hop classic? This is a hard one. The Message, White Lines, Straight Outta Compton, or Rapper's Delight? Those 4 are classic hip-hop songs. But only one of them was used as the backing track for a huge hit of last year by a young lady called Coi Leray. It was huge, and she was on loads of talk shows and stuff. Players, the song was called. All right? I might give you a little clue. Because girls is players too. That was one of the lyrics. That was the lyric that everyone liked. So we've got lots of options in there. The Message is there. We've got Straight Outta Compton. White Lines has been voted on. Rapper's Delight. So a wide selection of, 4 fantastic tracks. I've owned all of them. I owned Straight Outta Compton on an NWA album. Rapper's Delight, I'm sure I got the 12-inch of that. The Message, I've definitely got the 12-inch. And White Lines, I've got it on a Grandmaster Flash album. And I know because I've got a piece of paper stuffed in the inside hole. Because there was a track on it I used to scratch up. Yeah. I used to scratch it up, and that stops the record from moving on the deck. So there you go. Right, marvellous. I'm going to kind of move on a little bit quicker because I'm aware of time, and I'm also quite confident that all the various platforms that I multi-stream this show to are in sync. I feel pretty confident that we're all singing off the same song sheet, if you'll forgive the music-orientated pun. Right, so that's question number 5. Question number 6, here we go. What was the first home gaming console to play DVDs? That's a tricky question. You've got to know your consoles for that. Is this hard? Sega Saturn, Sony PlayStation, Nintendo 64 Double D, I don't know if it was actually Double D. I think that was just my youthful enthusiasm. But it says it like that. Or Sony PlayStation 2. Sega Saturn, Sony PlayStation, Nintendo 64 Double D, Sony PlayStation, Nintendo, or the Sony PlayStation 2. You get the point. Those are the 4 options. Which one of those gave you the opportunity to play DVDs for the first time at home on a gaming console? Lots of you in chat. All right, so YouTube is like 4 seconds ahead of X, says Philip Hoy. That's really good to know. So we're all in sync then. Hi, Scott88. Hello, Simon. Thank you for answering. Great to see you. Yeah, we're playing Way of the Exploding quiz. We have the questions first. Probably a bit loud, that, isn't it? Turn it down a bit. There we go. There we go. Bring all those things down a little bit. Yeah, so there you go. That's question number... What question was that? I'm getting confused now. Where were we? What is that? Question number 6. Okay, so 4 questions to go, and then we're going to go ahead and give you the answers, and you'll know, and you'll be able to celebrate, and you'll be legends within chat. And with that, we'll go to question number 7. Okay, piling on the difficulty. What notable feature made the Atari Lynx stand out among other handhelds? So you remember the Atari Lynx, unique piece of kit, unique design. Some of you will say uniquely bad, and I say no, that's unfair. A unique piece of kit, beautiful, beautiful retro design now. I don't own one. I own so many of these old consoles, as you know, as many of you know, but not a Lynx. I'd like to do that. I bet they do a good sort of screen upgrade now, don't they? Like they do with the Game Gear and the Game Boy. But what was most notable about it in comparison to other handhelds? Was it the fact that it had a colour screen? Could it be that it had a built-in FM radio? Interesting. We know that the Game Gear had an FM radio click-in, but it wasn't built in, was it? Was it the first to use cartridges? It's quite an early handheld. Or was it the first to have a touch screen? Which one of those 4 made the Atari Lynx in the nomenclature of the question notable? What was the most notable feature? Gareth Ross in the UK, one of those I purchased a special disc that allowed VCD support from Daytel. I think that was PS2 as well. Interesting stuff. Kev Barnes, how you doing? Have I said hello to you today, Kev? Talk show unmuted. Great to see you. Hey, there's loads of you in chat. It's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so that's question number 7, is it? Question number 7? What time are we on? It's 9:45. So, yeah, we're about right. Question number 10. Again, if you've just joined us, welcome to Way of the Exploding Show. We do this every Sunday, and I enjoy it. I'm loving it. All I can say, though, is I apologise for the big white backing to all the questions. Normally, they look a little bit slicker, and you can see me, but you can sort of see me if I wave like that anyway. Question number 8, here we go. Good luck, everybody. Again, if you've just joined, you can just start the quiz now if you want, so you'll know that if you did the last few questions or whatever, you'll know whether you did well or not. But don't make a song and dance about it in chat, okay? Because the idea is that you just cleanly put what your answer is so that you're not trying to convince other people, because you want to beat them. I mean, you want to beat them, don't you, really? Because we'll get you all to shout out how many you got out of 10 in a minute. There are 10 questions in case it wasn't stated earlier. And this is the 8th question. Name this smash hit title as featured on the Atari Lynx. Oh, hang on a minute. Just bear with me. Ha, ha, ha. No problem, it doesn't matter. I can make this work. I haven't downloaded the goddamn thing, so bear with me. I can do this. I can do this. Stay focused. Stay on target, Jace. I've got an image for you, folks, and I'm bringing it to you right now. Hot and fast. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to show you an image of a game. It's actually a screenie, as we say. It's a screenie from the Atari Lynx. Screenshot from the Atari Lynx. Name this smash hit title as featured on the links: Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Basket Brawl, California Games, or Awesome Golf. Which one of those 4 titles, all of which are actual bona fide titles, Fide on the Atari links, which of those titles is it? A smash hit title? There you go. Ooh. On my previous show, that would have been a catastrophe what happened there, because the previous show, the questions were timed, so they had exactly 30 seconds. And your points were accrued based on how quickly you answered. So that would have been really bad, what I just did there. But the beauty of the new format, so much simpler, just putting the questions in chat, means that I can make a mess of it like I did just then. And you can wait patiently for the image. I only ever saw that in green monochrome on a PC. Interesting, DOS Gamer Man. That would have been an interesting one. I'd like to see that. Again, would you possibly mention that in Discord? Because I'd like to bring that up. I'd like to see this particular game in a kind of monochrome vibe. That would be quite funny. But thank you not for mentioning the name of the game. You can talk about things in a sort of cryptic way if you like. But obviously, mentioning the game in a way that is overly verbose will tip off your fellow gamers, your fellow quizzers. There we go. That is question number 8 in tonight's Rad Quiz. And I'll just get rid of that image. Good stuff. We now move to question number 9, which also has an image. What was the US toy name of this Italian toy version? The Bionic Man, Stretch Armstrong, Steve Strong, or Duke Stretch? Which one of those do you like the sound of if you're opening up that box in the US? That's the Italian version. But what's the US version called? Bruce straight in there. Giles, Ponder, Talkshow Muted, Magic Knight, Cheeky Chrissy. Oh, the Amstrad had a green version of the previous game, did it? See, I almost said it then. That's brilliant. Good stuff. Have you noticed, folks, how I've taken out putting 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the answers like I used to do? Because all of you used to put numbers into chat, which was really hard to decipher what you meant. And my devious plan has worked, because you're now all writing in chat, which is what I wanted. Okay, hi Janos from Twitch, great to see you. Hello if you're on Facebook, YouTube, X, or Twitch. It's great to have you with us tonight for Way of the Exploding Show. The multi-stream experience, as it is now. Show number 4. It's only the 4th show. We've had some technical difficulties along the way, like this white screen thing on the quizzes there, which we're going to sort out for next week. And like YouTube not working last week, Instagram messing everything up. We want to try and get all of those that I've just mentioned, plus TikTok and Insta working at the same time, so we can have a true multi-platform experience. But really happy to have you with us tonight. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that now. We're going to get rid of the image and the question, and we're going to move swiftly, because we're going to run out of time, because I keep forgetting I've got to do the answers as well, to the 10th question. What was Stretch Armstrong's evil nemesis called? I may have given away the answer, but that's fine, because you've all put it in chat already. How funny that I've been telling all of you like that, and I go and make a schoolboy error. Green Mean, Gargoyle Greg, Stink Stretch, or Stretch Monster. He had a nemesis, okay? And what was that nemesis's name? That is a shot of said nemesis. Green Mean, Gargoyle Greg, Stink Stretch, or Stretch Monster. That is a rare one, Talkshow Muted. It very much is. It really, really is. I had a Stretch Armstrong, but I didn't have this particular character. I think he would probably, reenact scenes from my imagination using action men. I had tons of Action Man, you know, as a kid. I don't know if my brother is still in chat, but he will verify the fact that our dad used to make prototypes for various companies and actual products out of plastic, because he worked at a plastics factory. And one of his, was it Palitoy? Who was the main company behind Action Man? Company behind Action Man. Hasbro. Yeah, Palitoy, I'm right. Yeah. Palitoy. So they would have been bought. They would have been bought by Hasbro. Yeah. Action Man. And we had so many Action Man figures. And he'd bring things home and he'd say, right, you're not allowed to talk about this. You're not allowed to go to school and tell anyone. But check this out. And then it'd be like, eagle eyes. Be like, eagle eyes. You can move his eyes. Or gripping hands. Don't tell anyone, boys. He's got a new feature. It's gripping hands. Does anyone else remember that? Hey. So that's who Stretch Armstrong would have interacted with in my world. And we had the armoured vehicle. Some kind of, swing thing. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Tower. Oh, come on. Right. Eagle eyes. That's not the answer to the competition, though. 5 from X. Wow. Someone on X called 5. Is that your name? That's cool. What a coincidence. My dad worked making prototypes in rubber. No jokes. Okay. Did you have the voice pull tag? Yeah, I seem to remember that. Yeah. Yeah, it was like a piece of string, wasn't it? Nylon string with a circular thing, and you pulled it, and he gave like army commands, didn't he? Is that right? So have you answered? Have you done it? Have you done it? You've done that one, right? Okay, good. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Good stuff. Marvellous, marvellous, marvellous. I think we're there. That is the end of this evening's quizzing. We're now going to go to the answers. And I want you to make lots of noise in chat. Don't go quiet on me at this point. When I name a question, I want you to let me know in chat if you got it right. And then at the end, I want you to give me a number out of 10. So get your pens and pencils ready so you can note it down. We're going to go all the way back to question number 1, ladies and gentlemen. In what year did the original comic book character for Deadpool first appear? The answer is 1991. Well done if you got that right. I know that lots of you did, because I saw it cascading down the screen. I'll have to do this mental thing where I say, don't read it out, Jace. Oh, because he's got it right and she's got it right. Don't say it. 1991 is when he first appeared. But the next question is contextually relevant to that first question. In what comic did Deadpool first appear? So what, in 1991, in what format was he? Was he in the New Mutants? Was he in Captain America, Preacher, or Fantastic Four? And the answer, my good friends, is the New Mutants. He was featured in a comic book called The New Mutants. Let me know if you got that right with a yay, or maybe even a nay if you got it wrong. And that's the answer to question number 2. And we're moving on to question number 3, which has an image. Oh, there's no messing about here. Because some of you, and I'm going to have to make this part of the rules, don't say the answer before I've even read the answers. Don't name Jet Set Willy like loads of you did before I've said Jet Set Willy. Otherwise, your co-quizzers will, by default, they'll work it out. But well done to those of you that know that this is the iconic cover for none other than Jet Set Willy, and I blurred out the graffitied writing. Interesting that they went, maybe one of the first examples of a kind of a sort of slightly controversial cover, isn't it? I mean, for God's sake, he's puking into a toilet. And within the early days of gaming, where gaming was being reported in places like the BBC as maybe a kind of digital menace, this would have been quite controversial, I think. Was it controversial? Let me know in chat if you know. 0 out of 3, Simon. Oh, hopefully it'll get better. Philip Hoy, 2 out of 3 so far, doing well. 3 out of 3 for Aled, whose dad once met Aled Jones. Hey, marvellous. Ah, aren't we all mutants? I think we might be 5, yeah. Okay, 3 out of 3 for Giles. Oh, wow. Stuart Cooper, this is not good news. Apparently, FUAI on IMDb, directed by Jennifer Lynn Warren, is already a short movie, but presumably doesn't cause that many problems, unlike Equity Actor name duplicates. How interesting. And is it written like that, Stuart? This is really big news for me, because I've got the whole logo and I've got the blooming... I've done the movie, and I checked everywhere, but I never saw it come up like that. FUAI by Jennifer Lynn Warren. Wow, that's really huge news. Not great news, Stuart, that the movie that sponsors this here show and that we're hoping to make may already have been made as a short film. And I'm guessing if it's on the Internet Movie Database, that is the thing. God, you know what? It never even occurred to me to check IMDb, which is an obvious thing to do. Oh, no. Wow, that's really quite interesting. Let's not worry about it now because we've got a quiz. But Stuart Cooper, thank you very, very much for that. Okay, where are we? Right, question number 4. Good luck, everybody. Let's just get rid of our sponsor. Question number 4, I believe. We've done 3, haven't we? Have we done 3? We've done 3. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, we've done 3. Question number 4 is, which 80s duo covered 1973's If You Were There by the Isley Brothers? Was it Bros? Was it Wham? Was it Mel and Kim or Tears for Fears? Well, I'm going to put you out your misery and tell you it was Wham! If you were there, you would know. If you were there, you know that I can't. Very Wham. There you go. Well done. Huge congratulations to those of you that got that right. Question number 4 and question number 5 coming straight up because we're going to run out of time. The 2023 hit Players, because girls is players too. Saw Coil Ray rapping over what 1982 hip-hop classic? Was it The Message that would back to that track? A White Line straight out of Compton or Rapper's Delight? The answer is, of course, The Message, ladies and gentlemen. It's The Message. Thank you, Cheeky Chrissy, for that vote of confidence. The Message is the tune for question number 5. Moving on down the line, baby. Question number 6. What was the first home gaming console to play DVDs? The answer, was it Sega Saturn, Sony PlayStation, Nintendo 64 Double D, or was it the Sony PlayStation 2? It was, of course, the Sony PlayStation 2. And I think Simon Bradbury, you got that right. Many of you others did. I'm sure that Phil Hoy would have got it right. I'll be very surprised if you didn't. Okay, moving on. That's question number 6. Question number 7. What notable feature made the Atari Lynx stand out among other handhelds? Colour screen, built-in FM radio, first use of cartridges, or touch screen? It is, of course, the colour screen. It was the first handheld gaming console to feature a colour screen. If you put colour screen, give yourself a house point. And let me know in chat what your score is. You're doing really, really well. I like the idea that you're adding up your score as you go along. 3 out of 6 for Philip Hoy. We've got 4 out of 6 for Aled Jones. That's question number 7. So that gives me some sense of where we are in the feed. Aled Roberts straight in there with 5 out of 7. Yay! 4 out of 7 for Philip Hoy. And lots more scores coming up as we now move to question number 8. Here we go. Name this smash hit title as featured on the Atari Lynx, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Basket Brawl, California Games, or Awesome Golf. And there's the title. There it is. It is, of course, the Hacky Sack as featured in California Games, ladies and gentlemen. At which point he goes to the screen and shows you the nature of his t-shirt. It was in front of your faces all along. It was so obvious. If only you'd thought to look. That's the Hacky Sack part, the sub-game, the Hacky Sack, along with surfing and skateboarding in the iconic smash hit. As I said, it was a smash hit game. California Games, that's question number 8 in tonight's Way of the Exploding quiz. And then we've got an image for question number 9. That's the Italian version, Mr. Musolo. What is, of course, the Bionic Man, Stretch Armstrong, Steve Strong, or Duke Stretch? It's Stretch Armstrong. Come on, we know that. And I know that you know that too. But far more difficult and tricky, I'm sure, for many of you is the final question in tonight's Way of the Exploding quiz, which is this one. What was Stretch Armstrong's evil nemesis called? Was it Green Mean? Was it Gargoyle Greg, Stink Stretch, or Stretch Monster? I tried my hardest to come up with brand names that might sound real, and also brand names that are a little more exotic than the actual real name, which is just Stretch Monster, which is like, what kind of ideas meeting? It can't have been a long one, can it? When you come up with Stretch Monster as your final name. But look, if you got all of that right, give yourselves a pat on the back. Let me know now, out of 10, what did you get in tonight's Way of the Exploding quiz? It's been absolutely wonderful. I've enjoyed every second of it. I promise you I'll get all those images looking much slicker next time. Way of the Exploding quiz, the final section in tonight's show. It's been absolutely wonderful being with you. I've spent some time getting these questions together tonight, and I'm really happy with how they've gone. Chat's been brilliant. We've had Twitch. We've got loads of people on X. A bunch of you there. I'm assured that Facebook is working. I know TikTok. YouTube is definitely working. Absolutely marvelous. At least I got the gaming ones right, Philip Hoy. I should hope so. Rob H and YouTube. 5 out of 10. Well done. Stretch. Green Stretch Monster. Lost count, but I'll say around 5 out of 10. Well done, dude. Well, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it. This show is slowly taking shape. You know, it all starts to come together each week. This is only show number 4 in Way of the Exploding Show, but it's gone really, really well. And it was well worth narrowly avoiding disaster as I shot down the fast lane in my VW camper van. I didn't really. I was sensible because I had the family in the back. But it was well worth the effort. Matt's UK, Aled, great to see you. Say hello to your dad. And then in turn, say hello to Aled Jones's dad. Kev Barnes, Magic Knight, Philip Hoy, Chrissy, Cheeky Chrissy, Magic Knight, Ponder, Bruce, Kev. I'm not going to get you on this. Sarah's in there somewhere. Simon, my bro. If Marnes is still in the house. Yeah, chat doesn't remain on screen, so I can only go so far up. It's been absolutely brilliant. I'll see you same place, same time next week. Oh, yeah, the Discord. If anyone can whack the Discord in there. Hi, James Cully. Good to see you, brother. That would be great. I can't remember how to put the Discord into chat. In fact, I can't actually access chat from this screen. If someone could put the Discord in there, it would be really, really good, because we meet on Discord in the week. I get lots of ideas for questions, for items, and all that sort of stuff. We'll keep talking about all those new remakes. 2024 is the year of the remake. We've got loads more movie and TV remakes to talk about next week, and loads more besides that. So with that, have a great week. I'll see you same place, same time for more Way of the Exploding Show, hopefully next Sunday at 9 p.m. Good night!